My name is Lizzie and I'm a Cambly English tutor. Today, we are going to talk about initiating conversation in English. So, you've been working hard at home to learn your vocabulary and learn your grammar, and now you want to put it into practice. But how to get started? I know that speaking to new people in English can seem really difficult and really challenging, but it doesn't have to be. I'm going to give you some tips today on how to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is use one of the greetings that you've learnt. If the situation was very informal, I would normally say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "Hey, how are you doing?" However, if the situation was a bit more formal, then I might use good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on the time of day. I would also remove the word good so that it sounds a bit more natural. So I might say morning or afternoon. I would follow this by asking, how are you? Morning, how are you? Remember, when we use these questions, they function as a greeting rather than asking somebody for details about their day or their mood. A great way to start a conversation is by commenting on a shared experience. For example, if you meet someone in your day-to-day life, you might comment on the weather. In the UK, we love complaining about the weather. For example, we often say, "Gosh, isn't the rain horrible?" Or, "What miserable weather we're having." But if you're somewhere beautiful and really interesting, you could also say, "Isn't it fantastic?" Or, "Have you been here before? Or is this your first time?" If you're both at an event, for example, if you were at a work event, you might start a conversation by asking them, "How long have you worked here?" Or, "Are you enjoying the event?" Or even, "What department are you with?" If it was a social event, for example, let's say your friend James has invited you to a party and you meet someone new, you could ask them, "Oh, how do you know James?" Or, "Are you having a good time?" Or even, "I don't think we've met before. My name's Lizzie." Another great way to start a conversation is by asking for information or opinions. Normally, we would start this by using the phrase "excuse me." For example, "Excuse me, do you know what the time is?" Or, "Excuse me, do you know if there are any good restaurants around here?" If you're at the same event, you could also ask for information about what time the event finishes or starts, or any other details about the event. Next, we can ask some personal questions. It's better to keep these light and to use open questions so that your new friend can choose how much personal information they would like to share with you. Start by asking their name. Simply, "I'm Lizzie, what's your name?" Don't be afraid to ask them to repeat it if you didn't catch it or if you're not quite sure of the pronunciation. Next, find out where they're from. You can ask, "Are you from around here?" Or simply, "Where are you from?" In English, one of the most common questions to get to know someone is, "What do you do?" This gives the person you're talking to the opportunity to talk about the things that are the most important to them. So they might tell you about their job or about their studies or even about their hobbies. Remember, unless you're talking to a child, never ask someone their age. It's a secret. Finally, another lovely way to start a conversation is by giving someone a compliment. Who doesn't love receiving a compliment? However, avoid giving compliments about someone's body, as it might make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. It would be really normal, however, to compliment someone on their clothing. For example, cool t-shirt, where's it from? Or I love your shoes. This then also gives you a topic to discuss. Lastly, remember to use follow-up questions and give your own opinions to keep the conversation flowing, especially when you find things that you have in common. Okay, thanks for watching. Comment below to let Cambly know what lessons you would like us to do next. If you're unfamiliar with Cambly, Cambly is a platform where you can access lessons with native English teachers like me. To schedule your next lesson, follow the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.